In this short tutorial, I'm going to show you how to connect your Ollama models running locally to your Pydantic AI agents. Let's dive into it. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to run Ollama. Once that's running, I will just do an Ollama list to see if I've got any models here. So I've got the Llama 3.2 colon 3b model. If you want to get this model or any model really, just get the model name and you can do something like Ollama pool that model name. So in this instance, that would be 3.2 colon 3b. So once it pulls that, you can confirm you've got the model by just running an Ollama list. And now that I've got that model, I can then serve. So this will create a server endpoint, and we can note what that endpoint is actually from here. So we've got the HTTP 127.0.0.1. If I come and run that here, we can see Ollama is running excellent. The next thing we want to do is to then configure our agent to use this particular model running on this server URL. So we can create a simple agent here. And here I have to pass in two things. I have to, well, one string, but the string has to pass the name of the provider I'm trying to use, and then the name of the model, which I will just get from here. And this says use the Ollama provider with this model. But it begs the question, how does Pydantic AI know where Ollama is running? And that's where we use an environment variable called the Ollama base URL, where we specify the URL where that server is running. We put a slash v1 because the Pydantic AI documentation specifically mentions to use this for for models running locally on your computer. So now that I've got the agent, I can just do a very short chat application. User message equals to input user, and then we want to say, given that we've gotten the user's message, agent's response will be simple agent dot run sync. Since I am not going asynchronous, I'm not an asynchronous function, and then I'm just going to pass the user message here. This returns an object that has an output, and I'll just print this out. So I'll say agent response dot output. I think this should work actually. So if I come back here, and I was running this before, clear. If I run this again, I'm using UV. Let's see what happens. Set the Ollama base URL. All right, yeah, perfect. So this is happening because I've not loaded the .env file here. So I could just call load.env. Or if you want, you can set this environment variable in the terminal as well. Both work. So, yep, if I then run this, I think this should work now. So it says user, I can say hello there. And all things being equal, we should be able to get the agents respond. I can ask questions. What is the capital of Nigeria? Something. This brings back a response. Now, what happens if I stop running Ollama? Where are you? So if I quit Ollama here, and then this agent, okay, I think I need to also stop running the agent from here actually. So if I do a control X or control C here, and I come here, and I can't reach the agent, let's try to run this again and see what happens. Obviously, what we expect is that we shouldn't be able to run this, right? But let's see. UV run Python. Say hello there. Let's see what happens. Yes, so what we're saying is Pydantic cannot talk to the agents because it's not running on the server. We should have a similar error or not error if we didn't specify the a base URL as I showed you earlier. And yeah, that's it. Please subscribe for more useful tips on work with Pydantic AI, but really talking about memory in AI and other interesting topics. See you later. Bye.